Today we are going to take a look at Educreations, and this is a tutorial on how to use it. It is helpful if you can watch this on a separate device like a laptop or your smartphone and follow along and interact with the tutorial using your iPad. If you're watching on your iPad and you can't, it's okay because the instructions are pretty basic. So when you first look at this, it actually just looks like a digital whiteboard. And what I want to show you is a finished screencast so that we go beyond the basic capabilities of using this as a digital whiteboard and we're using it as an instructional tool. So I'm going to go back to my main Educreation page, and you can see that I have drafts of things I'm waiting to work on or finish, and I have my finished videos. So we're going to take a couple minutes and watch this finished video together. Educreations is a way to digitally interact with your students where you can share on-screen information and provide narration in the background. You can share different content ideas, and you can either highlight or underline or circle parts of photos to explain what you may be trying to teach the students. And it's a great way to convey basic information about the content that you may be teaching students. This type of learning and teaching is also very valuable for students that really struggle to focus during a whole group lesson or even small group lessons. And this idea of screencasting makes it a one-on-one interaction where they possibly even have headphones in their ears to really hone in their focus on the screen and the content you're trying to teach. We're going to go through a tutorial on how to use Educreations. Keep in mind you can use things like a pen. You can erase things that you write. You can also insert text. You can insert photos from your photo library. You have access to your camera, so you can take an instant picture and insert it directly into your presentation. And you could obviously also go to an internet website to grab, copy, or save photos and images to also insert into your screencast. So we're going to take a look at the basics on how to use screencasting and more specifically Educreations. Keep in mind, this is not a digital whiteboard. This is a digital way to convey information, the most important part being my voice. So as you can see, those were the basic functions of Educreations. In the top left-hand corner of your iPad, you should have this plus sign. And when we do that, you can insert a new project. As you can see, I was prompted to upgrade to Pro. I deleted my first draft, and now I am in my digital whiteboard. So our basic functions you see at the top are we have our we have our pen and our eraser. So those pens are different colors for us to write with, and you can test that out. Using a stylus definitely is helpful here, but whether it's a finger or stylus, it still works. We have our eraser to erase any of the marks that we want to erase from our screen. So those are the basic functions, and again, I've said this multiple times and I will continue to repeat myself. We don't want to just use this as a digital whiteboard. We want to use this to screencast and to convey information to our students. If you hold down on your eraser, you can clear the entire page or just clear the ink from that page. So what clearing ink would look like if I have my ink on the page. And then over here where we see our plus sign, that is where you can insert text, photos, and new images that you take with the camera. So I'm first going to select the text. It says I can tap anywhere to add the text. I will start typing my message. And when I hit done, my keyboard will go away. So now if I clear the ink, holding down on the eraser, it only clears the ink that was in the page, leaving my text or my photos that might be there. If I use the clear page, it clears everything from the page. So the important thing to do is to interact with the screen while you're recording. It's good to have some things prepped and some things ready, but you want to have an interactive screen while your students are listening to your narration. We add our narration in using the record button. So once I hit the record, you can see the time has started, and anything that happens on my screen, the students will see live. So they will see me writing this message, and they will also hear my voice at the same time. I can pause, and I can set some more things up, and then when I hit record, it will show seamless to the students. So I want to have a text message in there. And to show you these seamless transitions, autocorrect has changed my message. If I double tap it, takes me back to the text. So now I will go to record, and I can highlight this word of seamless transitions. To show you what I mean, I'm going to hit this play button to see the 24 seconds that I've recorded so far. Record, you can see the time has started, and anything that happens on my screen, the students will see live. So they will see me writing this message, and they will also hear my voice at the same time. I can pause, record, and I can highlight this word of seamless transitions. So as you can see, the seamless transition word just appeared in the viewer not knowing that I paused and did set up and prep. So my first slide is done. I have some recording on my slide. Now I don't need to erase all this to do new stuff. What I can simply do is hit this right arrow on the bottom right, and now you'll see I'm on slide 2 of 2, so I can add to my recording. If I use the left arrow, it takes me back to the first. So now, using our plus sign, I'm going to add a photo. And you can see it has direct access to my camera roll and also my albums. Another reason it's important to set up albums to make the organization for us easier. So I'm going to scroll through, and I will use my image of iMovie trailer. So now my photo is in here, and if I were teaching my students how to use iMovie trailer, I can have this photo set. You can see the different options to rotate it, to fit the height. I can also use 2 fingers to pinch and expand my photo, and I can also lock it if I want to. And by locking it, it won't get moved around by accident. So I have my photo, and now I'm ready to teach my students more about iMovie trailer. So I'm going to record, and you'll see the time continues. So here's iMovie trailer. To insert new videos or photos, you just need to tap on the gray box, and then you will have a record button to start your recording. It's important to remember that you need to fill every gray box in order to have a complete video. You cannot remove any of these storyboard pieces. Also remember to appropriately change your text. So as you can see, the total time has moved to 52 seconds. That's my entire presentation, not the one slide. So again, I'm going to watch to see what I've done. And it's going to start, and anything. As you can see, it started me back at the beginning. So I've already watched the beginning. I want to scroll through a little bit, and I want to go near where I change slides. And you can see how, again, the slide transitioning is seamless to the viewer as well. Highlight this word of seamless transitions. So here's iMovie trailer. To insert new videos or photos, you just need to tap on the gray box, and then you will have a record button to start your recording. It's important to remember that you need to fill every gray box in order to have a complete video. You cannot remove any of these storyboard pieces. Also remember to appropriately change your text. So as we can see, the slide transition is seamless for the viewer. And what I really want to focus on is I'm using this to convey information about different tasks that my students would be learning. I could use it as a very basic instructional tool for how to add fractions, starting with two different fractions and going through the steps of solving. And they could see the work while they hear my voice instructing on how to add fractions. It's a great tool for basic content like that. The last thing that you can insert using your plus sign is you'll see the camera icon. And when I select the camera icon, it gives me access to my camera to take an image. And you can see in the bottom left, it's either prompting for me to retake or to use the photo. I'm going to use my photo, and it is now part of my presentation as well. Now that we've learned the basics of Educreations, you need to create a presentation on your own. Make sure you have at least 2 slides, and you have narration on both. When you're finished, you just tap the back arrow at the top left. And for right now, you can hit Save as Draft. And you'll see that you'll have drafts saved. You probably won't have this finished video unless you've done an Educreations video in the past. Once everybody finishes this, your instructor is going to talk to you about how you can log in as a student, and you're going to be sharing this content with your instructor. Good luck.